Welcome. Thanks everyone for coming to our webinar of Do You Need a Salesforce Tune-Up? We're so excited to see some old friends and hopefully make some new friends today. In a moment, we will dive into the main content, but before that, we want to talk about the platform that we're using and a bit of housekeeping. But first, I think it's important that we introduce ourselves. So I am Berkeley Baker. I've been here at Arkus a bit over 8 years. I'm 10 times certified. It's a lot less gray in that picture, but that's cool. Um, People know me as the RE specialist, Razor's Edge. I used to work in that system for more than 10 years before I came over to Salesforce and started to do a large amount of RE migrations here. So very happy to be here with you guys today and really hope you enjoy what we prepared. Alongside with me is Eva Mandich. She's an 8-time certified Salesforce consultant who heads our marketing department. And Eva's been here at Arkus for 6 years. And we also have Megan Hertz, who is a Salesforce wizard with 13 Salesforce certifications. And today she is celebrating 2 years, 5 months, and 24 days here at Arkus. Congrats, Megan. Now that we've introduced ourselves and proven that we're not AI, we will be turning off our cameras so that we can focus on the content of the presentation. Great. So while this is on the screen, let me talk about a couple of housekeeping items for today. So there is a question and answer panel to the top right of the window, and you can communicate with us by asking a question there. Those questions are only visible to us, the hosts. We will monitor these questions as we go and set aside dedicated time for Q&A at the end of our sessions. The chat function is also read-only, and our behind-the-scenes team will be sharing resources out directly through that. If you want to communicate with us, please use the Q&A panel. So a couple of things to keep in mind. We will be sending out the recording to everyone after the call. If you see the question mark sign in the top right corner of your screen, that is where you can submit your questions. And any questions that you ask will be answered at the end during our Q&A session, provided we have time. And just a little thing about GoToWebinar, the screen sharing may lag for a moment, so don't be alarmed. We're in full control of that. And ways to contact Arkus, you can send a request in the question panel. You could fill out our contact us form on the arkusinc.com website, or you can email me directly and you'll find my email in the chat. So about the slide on the screen, let me briefly tell you a bit about Arkus. We are a Salesforce consulting partner celebrating our 15th year anniversary within the ecosystem this year. We've grown from a team of 4 to a team of more than 80 experts. And as you can see from our stats, with more than 2,700 projects completed for more than 800 clients. Now, in those projects, we average a client satisfaction score of 4.9 out of 5 stars, which is extremely important to us in the work that we do. Our clients include industry leaders in the nonprofit, education, healthcare, and arts and culture industries, and many more. So let's talk about why we're here today. So if you haven't been made aware, Salesforce is sunsetting the use of Process Builder at the end of this year. I believe it's December 31st to be exact. Now, I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem long enough to remember when workflow rules were the bee's knees, and then things transitioned from there to this awesome new tool at the time called Process Builder. But because Salesforce is an ever-evolving platform, now they're making another massive upgrade by sunsetting Process Builder and moving things to Flow, which takes Process Builder capabilities to the next level. So with Flow, you can automate decision-based workflows. You could create screen flows for walking people through a guided experience to enter data. You could integrate with external systems directly through APIs, as well as creating complex approval processes while still automating record updates and creation. And you don't need to be a coder to make all this happen. These are just, I would say, a few use cases for what Flow can do. So imagine all the time that it could save your users. So this brings us to our first poll question. Do you have any process builders that will need to be converted? So I'll give you guys a couple seconds to fill this out. See some answers coming in. You guys are quick. So while you're filling this out, if your answer is yes, This basically means that you'll probably need a plan, and we'll discuss this in a moment, a plan about how to basically take your process builders or your workflow rules and how to move them to flow seamlessly to hopefully not cause any friction or any downtime in your system. If your answer is no, then this is also helpful because now you can look at the new tool, which may be new to you for Flow, and maybe come up with some ideas of how to like utilize automations in the future to streamline processes and save your organization time and money. And if you're not sure, then that's where we come in. We'd be happy to have a conversation with you to discuss your needs. I'm always big on telling clients, and I see a couple of you guys on the call, like make a wish list. Like there's got to be things that you're really hoping that Salesforce will be able to do, or redundant tasks that you're doing every day that maybe Flow or something of that nature would be able to automate to kind of give your users time back in their day. So here, click the button. So potential steps for process conversion. So let's talk about those different steps that we will want to go through. So audit your automation. So this is basically going through and looking at all the active process builder and workflow rules that you have in the system. I'm a big proponent for saying this is like moving. Like I'm big with data migrations, and typically you have to organize your house before you can move to a new house. I would think of it as a similar thing with going from process builder to flow. You'll want to look at all the things that you have currently in Process Builder, and maybe some of those things you don't use anymore. So that's pretty easy. But what about the things that are mission critical? Like I would prioritize that list and make sure that those are the things that I make sure I have set aside well before the end of Process Builder at the end of this year so that I don't lose any kind of functionality. Number two, you can use the migration tool that Salesforce provides. It will help you convert existing processes. One thing to consider though is that tool will only support certain processes. It's not the end all be all, but it is a really good starting point in order to kind of move things from process builder to flow. And number three, optimize your flows. So there is potentiality that you could take your existing processes and do something far more robust now that you have Flow, because Flow has a lot more capabilities of how you can have something triggered off of something else, or you can have it scheduled, so on and so forth. That there may be some advanced features with Flow that you didn't get with Process Builder that will help increase your efficiency in using the product. And number four, you definitely want to test and deploy these things in a sandbox because you don't want something breaking. That's what sandboxes are for. Like you'll be able to kind of check these new flows and check these new processes and make sure that they're working properly before going live. And once you've checked that in the sandbox and you're comfortable with it, then you can deploy that to production whenever you see fit. Great. So at Arkus, we do believe that seeing is believing. So we would like to show a short demo in Nonprofit Cloud of how Flow works. To walk us through that demo, in a moment, I'll turn us over to Megan Hertz. But first, I'd like to put up another poll question for you guys to see. Are you comfortable converting your current processes to Flow? Is it something, oh, you guys are quick. All right. We've got some people, we got some yeses, we've got some nos, we've got some I may need some guidance. And this is where we come in. Like wherever you guys are in this process, this is our bread and butter. This is something that we love to do. We're happy to kind of work with you and talk through your current processes and potentially help you automate those and move those to Flow to make them more efficient. So definitely reach out to us, put something in the chat or in the Q&A channel that you're interested in. We can follow up after this presentation and kind of guide you through the process together and help you make some of those informed decisions. Great. So at Arkus, we do believe that seeing is believing. So we would like to show you a short demo in Nonprofit Cloud of how Flow works. And to walk us through that demo, I'd like to turn things over to Megan Hertz.
Thank you so much, Berkeley. So for our use case today, we have the XYZ Foundation, and they're a nonprofit that collects donations. And what I'm going to show today is a flow automation I've already built. It is going to be behind the scenes, so you're going to see what happens from your user perspective, so your employees actually using the system when we add a new gift that we've received from a donor. So on our screen here, we have our donor. His name is Charlie Hertz, and even though he is my cat, he is donating some money to our organization today. So there's a couple fields that I want to point out before I run our automation. We have our donor level field here on the left, as well as an amount to next level, as well as on our right-hand side, we have a campaign history related list and a gift transactions related list. So I'm going to start out by creating a new gift transaction. It's a one-time gift. And yeah, Charlie's doing okay. He's gonna donate 50 bucks. Thank you so much. He's gonna do it in cash, and he's going to be paid because we did receive this already. And we're gonna put the transaction completion date as today. So once I click save on that, a couple different things have happened. We see that our donor level has changed and the amount to next level field is now $51. On our right-hand side over here, our Bronze Donors 2025 campaign, Charlie has been added as a member. And for gift transactions, this is the gift transaction that where Charlie donated $50 and Flow has renamed it. So the Flow in the background filled in these fields over here, as well as created the campaign member record for the correct campaign and rename the gift transaction. But let's say, you know what, Charlie, he just did a commercial for cat food and he's doing really well for himself because he's adorable. So he's going to donate $500 now. So again, it's going to be paid and we're going to put the transaction date as today. And a couple different things have happened again. So we have the donor level here. It's changed from bronze to gold. Charlie was fantastic. He skipped all the way over silver, didn't even touch it. And the amount to his next level is going to be $451. Over here on the campaign history, he's been added to our gold donors campaign and removed from the bronze to make sure he's only falling under one campaign for marketing. And on gift transactions, we have his $500 one in addition to his $50 campaign. So if we go to click on our Gold Donors 2025 campaign, I can click on our related list here, and we can see all the different people who have donated enough money to be considered in that gold level. And this is information that we're going to be able to send over to Marketing Cloud to be able to market to these individuals and thank them for their donations and do a whole bunch of cool stuff that Eva is going to show us. But for now, it's back to Berkeley.
Great. Thanks, Megan. All right. So it's almost time for our bonus session. But I just hope you guys enjoyed taking a quick look at Flow. That was a quick example of how you can use Flow to automate work and give your users back some time in the day. You know, at Arkus, work like this is what we pride ourselves on doing, and we would be excited to walk you through this process. You could also take flows a step further and to further your automation with Marketing Cloud. So now we're going to move on to our short bonus session with Eva Mandich, our delivery team manager for all things marketing, to help illustrate this further. But first, here's our last poll question. What are you currently using for marketing automation? Great. And for those people putting other, feel free to drop what that other platform is directly in the chat. Granted, what we're going to show is going to be focused on Marketing Cloud, but hopefully it'll give you some ideas of things that you could potentially do with Salesforce and the power of the platform. So with that being said, I'd like to hand this off to Eva.
Thank you, Berkeley. Thanks for such an informative session. And thank you, Megan, for all of the configuration on the CRM end so that I can run my marketing campaign smoothly. And thank you to all of the webinar guests for sticking with us. By the way, greetings from Vienna. I'm on a little trip in Europe. All right, so what I'm going to show you today is something that most of our clients utilize for their moves management. And I'm going to demonstrate the assets that we built to support the use case in Marketing Cloud account engagement. Now, that is not to be confused with other tools, Marketing Cloud Engagement or Marketing Cloud Growth and Advanced. and you may know Marketing Cloud account engagement as former Pardot. I also noticed in that poll, a lot of you already is using Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So hopefully that this session brings you something new and shows you how easy and simple it is to personalize campaigns for your donors. All right, so for the use case, we have our XYZ Foundation that wants to run a campaign to move donors to next level. And in our strategy, we want to leverage the suggested amount of donation, which has been, because that's been shown to influence the donor behavior positively. And then some of the assets that we are going to use are custom prospect fields, dynamic content, list email, and dynamic segments. So let's get into it. I'm going to switch to my accounting demo org. First things first, for the custom prospect fields. So we want to bring the information that Megan demonstrated Flow populates on the account engagement or the account record, and we want to sync that information to account engagement. And that is one of the really big advantages that Salesforce Marketing Cloud products give us, that instant sync of the information. So we have two fields, suggested donation amount. This is going to bring over, and let me show you, let's go to Andrea. Oh, that's the, where is my test record, Robert? So we want to bring over this amount to the next level so that we can merge this information in our messaging and personalize it. And also we want to bring over the donor level. So for that, you would first create the prospect custom fields. So we have suggested donation amount, and we also have the donor level field in here. Then next, you want to build your dynamic content. And this is where all of the, or most of the personalization magic happens. So we have our donor level upgrade dynamic content. You will see that we are basing this content off of the donor level. So for each donor level, we have a few: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. We want to specify different messaging. So you will notice for our bronze donors, or for some organizations, those are seed donors, we want to ask them to upgrade to silver and sponsor a student's learning kit. You also notice that in my messaging, I am merging the amount to next level information. And then for our, let's say, major donors, our diamond level, we are asking them to create a legacy of learning and transform the future. So those little differences in messaging can really put your campaign to the next level, which can prompt donors to donate. So after you create your dynamic content, then we want to create a simple email, and we only need one email. So typically you can do this in a journey, but if you use the dynamic content, it's just going to be less work on your end, and you're gonna free yourself some time to do other things and think about your marketing strategy. So this is our email. You will see that it's super simple. We are using our dynamic content as the in the body of the email for messaging. If you want to change the hero image based on the donor level, you can do that as well. You can either update the existing dynamic content I just showed, or you can create a different dynamic content you want to add here. Now, let me quickly show you how to add the dynamic content to the body. So once you edit the email, this knows to be a little tricky. So in here we have a down arrow, And sorry, I meant to say sneaky, not tricky. It's super simple. So right next to the emoji, there is this lightning bolt icon. So you want to click on it and then choose your specific dynamic content. So in this case, it's donor level upgrade, and then you also just want to preview it to double check if you have the right one. Once you see, okay, this is it, then you just want to click OK and it adds it. If you are using the Lightning email builder, the one in the email content tab, you can use this shortcut in the account engagement email to copy paste the merge tag, because unfortunately the Lightning email builder doesn't have this Lightning icon where you can just pull it easily. So this is a quick workaround how to get the right syntax for your dynamic content merge tag. All right, so now once we have our simple email, we want to preview the results first. So let's see how it's going to render for different donor levels. So if I choose a different prospect, let's say Robert here, he is our diamond donor level, and we see that we are asking for 2,500 so that he can upgrade to our platinum donor level. So you can see how that is changing. And let me show you the Tammy. Wrong Tammy. Baxter. She's our major donor. And we are asking her, based on her donation history, this is also a formula that you want to discuss with your organization, what amounts, it's different for everybody, which amounts you want to ask, and then use that flow that Megan created to render that value in the CRM. So in here we see the Tammy, we're going to ask her for her to leave a lasting impact with a scholarship fund. All right, so once you have your merge fields, then you build your dynamic content, and then you build your email. You, of course, test the email. Last thing you need to do is build your segmentation list. And I'm going to show you how dynamic content is going to choose or display messaging for different donor levels. So in here, we have segmentation list, and we have donor upgrade. If I go to details, let me just do edit because it's easier to see. So we are using the dynamic list because we want to reuse this list. So it's just going to bring in all of the new donors based on their donor level. So everybody who has the specific donor level here will be added to the list at any time. I'm going to cancel that out of that. So now you have your list, you're going to send your email. If you want to bring this to the next level, you can also A/B test your email for donor sensitivity and to validate how different donor segments respond to different prompts. You can also personalize your sender. If you have a specific development officer, you want to send the email on their behalf, can be very impactful for major donors. Berkeley, I'm going to pass it to you.
Great. Thanks, Eva. I hope this was helpful for everyone to kind of get a quick glimpse into what Marketing Cloud offers. And once again, Eva, thank you so much for taking us through that. First of all, I want to say thanks everyone for attending. I always can judge how something goes by how many questions are asked at the end. So I'm super excited that we had so much feedback because that means people were listening and people were engaging. And that's ultimately what we want from this webinar series, is to kind of give you guys some content, make you think, and make sure that you guys are ahead of the curve. So just so you know, after this is over, we will send a follow-up email shortly, which will have a link to the recording. You can also visit our website, www.arkusinc.com, where we'll have tons of blog content about Salesforce and our experiences. If you're interested in discussing flows further, or you just want to catch up or have some questions about other things, I'm more than happy to jump on a call or bring someone into the conversation that can help, and just to help you guys think through the next step and whatever it is you're considering with Salesforce. Once again, my email is in the chat. It's on the screen right now. But from all of us here at Arkus, I just want to say thank you so much for attending. We will be having another webinar in May. Hopefully you guys will attend that as well, because that's what we're here for. We want to give you guys as much education as possible and make things helpful. So thanks again.